Morning, afternoon, whatever it is, everyone. So yesterday I did I did a bit of a talk about lads like us from estates where we're from don't talk out about this stuff. Now it's all very well me saying that, but what I'm going to do now is prove it to you, and we're going to do like a sort of bit of a theme on men speaking out this week, because no bullshit, you know. There's lads that we know who have taken their lives, and we had a lad who's died 2 days ago who couldn't speak out about this stuff. That's why it's so important that we talk about it and say, you know what, we're just normal guys, yeah. We just found the courage to talk about this stuff, and this is the message that we want to pass on to others. So I've got my mate Mike with me at the moment, who you've probably seen knocking about before, and he's going to share a little bit about his experiences to help other lads. He's just normal, run-of-the-mill guy. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to hand over to Mike now.
Hi guys, so
Don't hold it.
no, that's right. So
He's going to share his journey with you.
people don't think that lads like us speak out. Do you get me? They don't think that people that have come from certain backgrounds have that ability to I'm looking there now, to speak out. And it's difficult, because when you've gone through that trauma, there's a process. You go through the trauma, and then because there's no professional curiosity, you've got people just assuming that you're a little shit, or you're a bad kid, or you're a trouble causer. No one ever wants to get to the bottom of why you're a little shit, or you're a trouble causer, or you don't fit in. I got took out of mainstream school because my head was gone. I couldn't cope in mainstream school because I couldn't cope being me. I couldn't cope going home. My school allowed me to go home with my abuser after I'd reported and disclosed to school, and then he intercepted me, and social services were coming to the house in the evening, and he said to me, look, if you don't tell them you're lying, bad things are going to happen. Now, I've gone through a lot of destruction in my life. I've destroyed a lot of shit. I've been a bad person. I've done things that I shouldn't have done. I've done drugs. I've done drink. And you know what? To be at the other side and to finally, in my own mind, be free is probably the biggest thing that's ever happened to me. I never expected to be able to sit here and say to you that I've gone through abuse. I never imagined that I'd be able to have kids, or be a dad, or be a friend, or be a brother. I never expected any of that. And there's so many people out there that are stuck with this stigma that they've been abused. You know what? I've been abused. People that are watching this will have been abused. He's been abused. It doesn't define us. It doesn't make us into, for me, like one of the most confusing things for me was, especially as a young boy, like, does this make me gay? Am I gay? I'm not gay. I've got a missus and kids, but that's the kind of stuff that you're left with. And there's a massive stigma around that, even as, from a masculinity point of view, growing up into a man. There's certain things that stop you. If anything, you forbid yourself from disclosing because of the way people perceive that. There's a massive stigma around sexual abuse. And we need to break that stigma down. We need to get rid of people thinking that they've done something wrong, because if you've been abused, you were a child, you've done nothing wrong. There's nothing you've done that brought that on. It was their fault, not your fault. And for me, like the biggest part of, I think, my own recovery and my own journey was passing that guilt back. Stop carrying that shit, because it's not yours to carry. You don't need to carry somebody else's decisions because you were a child. You weren't able to make decisions as to whether or not this happened or not happened. You was raped, you was abused, whatever the situation was, that was not your fault. So for people that are watching this and people that are trapped, let it out. Just let it out, because that could be the difference between you taking your own life or not taking your own life. I nearly died in January because of a build-up of shit that was to do with my own trauma. Now, thankfully, I'm medicated. I've gone through mental health and done all that. I'm in a much, much better place, partially because of this guy. And that's why I'm sat here now wanting to appeal to people and say to people that you don't need to stay in the dark. You don't need to be... you don't need to be a statistic. You don't need to be someone that's just put on a list, because your abuse doesn't define you. It doesn't turn you into anything other than somebody that's gone through significant trauma as a child. But you can break that. You know, you can move forward from that, and you can be happy. I'm probably happier now than I've ever been.
Can you talk about like living in that victim mentality and how you made that shift over? You know, was there a realization? Do you know what I mean? Did you know you was in victim mode at the time? No,
I didn't. For me, victim mode is where you can't see, I couldn't see past my abuse. I was angry, I was mad. You know, I was fuck the system, because the system failed me. Social services failed me. School failed me. Members of my family failed me. People that knew things were going on failed me. And it's took me a long time to come out of that mindset. I never expected to be emotionally free from what happened to me as a child. But as soon as, for me personally, as soon as I realised that, one, I'd done nothing wrong, two, in terms of the actual abuse itself, it wasn't my fault, and three, I was still feeling the emotion of what an 11, 12-year-old kid would feel. It changed a lot for me, because I'm now a 33-year-old man, and if anyone dared to try and do what was done to me as a kid now, to be honest, I'd rip the fucking head off. Straight up. My abuser now is old. My abuser now scruffier than he's ever been, and hopefully soon he's gonna die. That doesn't make any difference to me. What I'm trying to say to you is that the little boy or little girl that you once was will grow, and at some point your confidence will grow. At some point you'll realise, you'll have that paradigm shift where you go from victim to survivor to you go past being a survivor. I've gone past being I'm not a survivor. I'm a warrior. I know I'm a warrior because of the shit I've had to put up with, the shit I've had to deal with in my life. So for anyone that is watching this, that is not stuck in that rut, but you can't seem to break free, it is possible. And yeah, so that's my bit.
Nice one, Mike.
I'll pass you back over to Dan. Much love.
Nice one. So what I'm going to do this week or over the next week is focus on men, and focus on men speaking out, strong men speaking out, to back up what I'm saying, that lads like us do speak out. It is possible to speak out. It is possible to get your life back. Look at him, look at us, chilled, we're okay, we're happy, we have our ups and downs in life, do you know what I mean? But
show them where we are.
Look, have a little. Here where we are, we're just out by the golf course, just chilling, just getting fresh air, just doing normal stuff, what normal people do. And it's normal to speak out like we're doing now. So big respect to everyone. We hope this helps you. We hope it helps. Someone said the other day, you know, I wish I had the courage. And it's like, take our courage. You can have some of our courage. It's free. Do you know what I mean? It's free. So take care. Big respect from us both.
Cheers, guys.